Hello my friends, the Watches and Wonders 2021 are close, and beside Patek and Rolex, also Tudor is going to present their novelties. So what they are going to come up with, this and more we're going to discuss in today's video. Let's go! The first watch I would like to discuss with you is a Tudor Heritage chronograph, which was first presented in 2010, so it's an old lady in the collection, so to say. It's an homage to a chronograph from Tudor based on the 1970s. In 2013, the blue variation was reissued, which goes back to 1973. Due to that, I could imagine that they're going to present this year a regular Heritage chrono with an updated movement, and in 2023, again, a blue version. But what could we expect? On the one hand, if you compare the Heritage chrono with the Black Bay chronograph, the Heritage chrono sports a chronograph model. So you do have here a 2892 ETA movement with a 25/4 chronograph module on top of it. So it's not state of the art, it's not a bad movement, not at all. In this price range we do talk about, I think, $4,200 in comparison with the under 5,000 euros for the Black Bay chronograph with a B01 movement inside. It feels a little bit old-fashioned. They're going to keep the vintage charm for their vintage-oriented watches, but a movement upgrade would be interesting. Or they decide to just continue with the Black Bay chronograph and discontinue the Heritage chrono because the watches are very much alike. 42 versus 41 millimeter of diameter, 150 meters of water resistance. They are very similar, even though the Heritage chrono does have this typical iconic style of the 70s. I would like more to see them boosting up the movement, so also issue there the B01 movement, a little bit an update of the design, keep the diameter, keep the rest how it is, and then present there a really interesting and up-to-date watch in regards of the movement. The second watch on my list is a Tudor Pelagos, an awesome tool watch, a great diver in black and blue available and as a lefty. So with the crown on the left side, I'm not sure or don't think that Tudor is going to make a great update of the case or of the overall design because it offers a lot. You have a ceramic bezel inlay with lume, which you cannot find with Rolex. Decent water resistant titanium case and bracelet. Additionally, it comes of course also with a rubber strap. A lot of watch for the money. And of course they also have here the Tudor in-house movement. As mentioned before, I don't think that they're going to introduce a total new Tudor Pelagos, but at least introduce a new color there. So why not a Tudor Pelagos Hulk? This time not with a sunburst dial, but with a regular matte green dial. This could look awesome. This would suit the tool character of the Pelagos, and I think would be a great addition to the current Pelagos lineup. Tudor Black Bay 41mm, not the dive watch, but the Tudor Explorer. This is definitely a candidate for an in-house movement. On the one hand, it makes sense for Tudor to utilize more and more their in-house movements. On the other hand, the Rolex Datejust in blue is very successful right now. Tudor did it with the Pepsi GMT when they released it to give the customers a little bit of an alternative. So bringing out a Black Bay 41 with a blue dial, with a black dial, and hopefully even more dial options now, because I think this is overdue with an in-house movement, especially for the 41mm. The smaller ones stay with the Zelita or ETA movement, but overall, from my point of view, would make a lot of sense to upgrade this version with an in-house movement to make it a little bit more interesting for guys who search for a Datejust alternative. So if we did already talk about the Black Bay line, why not discuss right now the Black Bay GMT? The Pepsi model is really looked after, as well the Black Bay 58 diver. So I'm pretty sure Tudor is going to release in this year a Black Bay 58 GMT. It would totally make sense. And to separate the 41 Black Bay Pepsi from the Black Bay 58, it could make sense to use there the Coke bezel inlay. On the one hand, Tudor took their inspiration from vintage watches from Rolex and from Tudor. They already did prove that they are allowed to use the Rolex colors, so to separate the Black Bay 58 GMT from the regular Black Bay GMT, a Coke variation would totally make sense. Or they go one step further, they offer a Black Bay 58 GMT in Pepsi and Coke design, as well as a Black Bay 41, so add to the current Pepsi also there a Coke bezel inlay. So my prediction for the Black Bay GMT line is a Black Bay 58 GMT and a Coke bezel inlay. What's left? Well, on the one hand we do have the TUDOR Black Bay diver in steel and gold, and my friends, I just hope so much for TUDOR steel and gold bluesy, blue dial, blue bezel, gold hands and indices. This would be something from Mr. B. I really would look forward to this model. As well, I could imagine that they introduce a Black Bay 58 steel and gold, also that one as a bluesy. On the other hand, I could imagine that they introduce a red color for the Black Bay 58 just to keep it in line with the bigger brother, the Black Bay 41 dive watch, the Black Bay chronograph in the steel and gold iteration, and also in the steel iteration we do have just black colors. I would love to see there a panda dial for the regular chronograph. The TUDOR Royale, I don't think that they're right now going to introduce an in-house movement. It's far too early. They're going to keep the Royale as it is. It's still a young model in the lineup from TUDOR, so I don't expect any changes there. What I do expect though, that they might discontinue the P01 as they did discontinue the North Flag and the Ranger. So to summarize it a little bit, I would like to see a Black Bay chronograph as a panda dial, a bluesy diver, a Black Bay 58 steel and gold, or maybe a Black Bay 58 in red. It could be that they discontinue the P01, so this would be everything for the Black Bay line. Alright my friends, this concludes today's video about possible TUDOR novelties, and I'm eager to learn about your opinion. What do you think TUDOR is going to release this year? Share this with the community and myself in the comment section below. Of course, also a huge shout out to my friend Chaluso. I will link his channel up here. Say hello from my side. He was so kind to send in renderings of the Coke GMT and of the Hulk Pelagos. Alright my friends, I wish all of you now a very happy weekend, a good start into the new week. I look forward to see you all in the next one. Say goodbye and auf Wiedersehen, euer Konstantin. Ciao guys!